Hello, and welcome back to the Phizcast. I'm your host, Physic, and I guess a couple things to open up. Starting out, I want to make a supercut for, not just a supercut, but, the things where it's like the Smash character intros, but all of their names come on screen at the same time, so the sound is really cool, and it's just this explosion of whatever. I think that'd be super cool to do with the hello if I do that every single time in every video. I don't know if I do or not, but it'd be kind of cool. Yeah. I was just on Discord just now asking people for topics because I don't know how capable I'm going to be of staying coherent. And I was afraid of that until one of them told me that this is sort of a soothing rambling thing. And that is such a perfect adjective. Soothing rambling. And it works well enough, and I'll take it in stride, because it works to describe exactly what I do. And I never even thought about it. But yeah, I was asking for topics, because I don't really know exactly what to do. Because I don't know how much I enjoy going off the rails. But if the people that watch it enjoy me going off the rails, then why not? What's not to love about it? Only because I like being coherent, but if I'm not and it still makes sense, perfect. As far as the topics go, however, I kind of just suggested one of my own, and it ended up going with it. So I guess that's what I'm going to do today. Thinking, and where it can go, what it can do. Stuff like that. Thinking's rather a bit interesting, to say the least. Thoughts don't technically exist. Isn't that weird? I think about it all the time where I can hear noises in my head. I can recreate people's voices, and I can recreate images. And everything, I can do anything inside my head, but none of it's real. None of it's actually happening. Even if you were to look directly in there, all there is electrical impulses. And it's very, very, very strange to me. The fact that thoughts like that can lead to amazing things, like art pieces, or relationships, or careers, or Nobel Peace Prizes. And it's just like, thinking is somehow the smallest action, and yet the first step in an infinitesimal chain reaction. Because without a thought in the beginning, there is nothing. Without any motivation, without any ideas, there will not be anything that results from anything, because there's nothing to start it. There's nothing to build off of, and there's nothing to achieve. And that's why it's so interesting. I mean, this whole thing that I'm doing now, I used to sit in the hot tub and talk to myself about topics that I'd have on my podcast that I didn't have yet. I had nothing. I had not my microphone or a computer or nothing. I was just sitting there. It was just a thought. It was an idea in my head. And now I'm here, making time to record and editing and uploading and everything like that, trying to do this to have fun, just to talk about it and see how well I do. And it's amazing that that I have fun with, that I can talk about people with, that I get compliments for, and my name out there, sort of. It's weird that it was all just a thought at one point. Of course, this is an extremely small example, because in the grand scheme of things, I am tiny. I am very small. I am a speck on a very long line and a very big plane. But it's still fun to do, and I enjoy doing it. And really, all I'm doing is putting my thoughts into words. I mean, not a single thing I say has to be taken as for fact. It doesn't have to be taken for, what is objectively true. You can choose to believe me or not to believe me, and there are plenty of people that choose to listen. Not billions. There are plenty of people that choose to listen, but there are plenty of people that don't. There are plenty of people that don't even know I exist. And yet here I am, just spewing out thoughts. Kind of just getting them recorded. For why? No idea. what exactly made me think I wanted to do this? I can't remember. It might have been just, well, I mean, I guess I can kind of remember now. For a while, I wanted to be in radio. I wanted to be a radio host. And I still kind of do. I think that'd be a lot of fun. But of course, you have to strive through very difficult times in order to achieve that sort of end goal of being the person that everyone hears and associates with the station. For me, it's a lot different because I'm the only person at the station. I am the one talking. I am the one doing the work and whatever. But I'm not going to be out there for hundreds and thousands of people to listen to on their way to work every morning because I'm just not there. Simple enough. But it's still fun to do. There's no reason I shouldn't do it. Really, there really is none. And that's fun. That's nice. It's nice to realize and to think about. Trying to drag it back into the realm of thought and into the realm of my original topic. But I don't know, where can I go? I'm thinking about it. Imagine that. I'm thinking about it, and it's weird. Sometimes thoughts can lead to nothing. Dead ends, complete stops. Some thoughts will never escape my head, be it through intention or through the fact that I just forget. Or they have no end. They're just a petered out, sign. They're nothing. And it's weird. The smallest thing can have the smallest impact. Similarly, it can have astonishing impacts. Something so bipolar, something so misunderstood. I say misunderstood because obviously, I feel like I have this growing theme of relativity across all of my episodes, relativity and perception, which is interesting because I'm very focused on that. I very much like the idea of relativity. One of my recent college essays was on relativity. And it's interesting because I feel like I always loop back to beauty is in the eye of the beholder, which is an adage that basically describes perception. How someone thinks about one thing or another literally can change the course of its entire life. People that think less of other people and get and bully others and can change the course of that victim's life. It can make them lose confidence. It can destroy any potential dream that was there in the first place. Similarly, words and thoughts can drive people to do things that no one ever thought they would be ever able to do. Albert Einstein himself was called stupid by his teachers. And it's very tragic. He couldn't talk till he was, I believe, 4 years old and got in trouble for asking too many questions. It's very peculiar because he ended up being a household name that every single person can know, famous for his thoughts and famous for how those thoughts became reality and eventually how that reality became terrifying. But that's another story. One that I am not qualified to talk about at all. But it is very peculiar that thoughts, just like that, can make someone go down in the history books. His thoughts, as that eventually led up to E equals MC squared, a life-changing formula. But for some people, they can't even comprehend it. They don't even know what it means. It means nothing to them. They don't have to use it, so they don't. So they don't have to think about it. It means nothing to some and everything to others, and yet everyone knows his name. It's very peculiar. Just to think about. I don't know. Things to think about. That's usually what I try and do. Give you things to think about. I think a lot. I think about a lot of things, and I believe I have a very interesting way of thinking about things. And it's very fun to encounter other people that have a similar thought process as me, to know that I'm not, the only one, I guess. But it's very fun and very interesting. I don't know. Kind of sort of wrapping it up. Close to 10 minutes. Thoughts can be detrimental. They can be extremely positive. They can be life-changing or they can do nothing. Thoughts are everywhere. Thoughts are everything. From everything came thoughts. This is with a GH. THOUGH for all of you who I'm sure are going to make a joke about it. No, whatever. There it is. 10 minutes. Wonderful. It's hard for me to say things about thoughts for that long. There's a Dr. Seuss book about it, I think. I thought a thought, but the thought I thought was not the thought I thought I thought. Yeah. Think about that. Thank you very much for tuning in. I hope I'm able to retain your interest and give you something to think about, something to take home. Thank you for joining me on this episode of the Phizcast. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.